right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This could possibly be the last game, or we could possibly see two more. It all comes down to what Freedom wants to do. Jack, Dakota, Lacoste, and here I am, and I am now
the crown
Stan King.
You're Stan King.
I am now Stan
Why
King.
not snaking?
Jack, if you're going to ruin the bit, I am Stan King. What must I do to draft? And I'm looking around like, oh, I'm Stan King. And here he comes. Snake King comes out as well with the second crown. Now, what do the two kings need to do? They banned out the Sand King themselves. They didn't get it. It's one of their main heroes. I felt their draft was a little weak. We saw those first three heroes, right? They could combo. They could do all that, like you said, but I don't like seeing Snake King on a Darkseer. We've been seeing him on more playmaking heroes, and Darkseer's not a playmaker. He's a, I'm going to put Iad Shell farm up and then lose the game. That's,
exactly.
You don't want that.
You want to see the Earthshaker, right? You want to see the king
yes,
on a Dunker.
Earthshaker or Legion Commander. We've been seeing a lot of bans, and we already have the draft. And there we go.
Hey, yo.
Thank you.
The king gets the king.
Yep, and they get the, now we have Snake King, Stan King, and the Flea King. Yep, they have all three of them, and I really like that. Look at that. 3 middle heroes banned out in the first 4. Meta shifting.
Finally. Non-Invoker's just going to show up now.
Just own. What is there? What we saw TA last game, but you can't pick TA in the first 2. You would get massacred.
DC get to go to their first phase Night Stalker. This should have been predicted by Freedom if they knew they weren't going to ban it or pick it. So I wonder if this is something they're prepared for or not.
It has to be. I think it's because, I mean, they have Night Stalker. Sand King was banned last time. The fact you can counter, I mean, now you have 2 of the best 4 heroes of all time. And, well, not of all time, but of this patch at least.
Yeah.
And of all time.
Of all time. Well, to be fair,
if you want to be good at Dota, you have to be good now. So
yeah, exactly. I mean,
it is the best.
Who cares about the past? Or else people would think I was good, Lacoste was good.
There was less prize money in the past.
Yep,
so
there
less
is.
Relevant. Lacoste. Lacoste's favorite silencer pick coming out now.
Yeah, let's see what we can do. Oh, guess who's here? It's a Barry Cox.
My little Barry boy has stepped into the office apparently.
And it is a pup. Look at how excited he is. He is more excited for NA Dota than Jack. Just kidding, Jack. This morning we watched Wheel, we watched DC, we watched Cole. What does Freedom need to do to beat DC? Because we saw Wheel put up a good fight against them.
I think they need to introduce some more chaos, I was going to say.
Well, they picked Chaos Knight and it didn't work, so.
Enough with the Chaos Knight. And that hero can work 7% of the time. I
like this already. The Stan King Io. As I saw, he has 0 kills on this hero in this tournament right now, but he has not lost a game. 0 kills, 3 wins.
That's like the dream support, you know, is like you get 0 kills, 0 deaths, and a boatload of assists.
The only problem that Freedom has when they run these two together is Sand King gets boots, meaning Io has to buy everything, right? You usually want a quick bottle on him, but Freedom's the only team who really does this. Like, they don't get the quick bottle on Sand King, which is a tad weird, but I mean, it works out for them. They're here.
10 seconds remaining.
Silencer. We have seen a lot of first pick Silencer now as well. Usually support. I think we saw 1 mid lane Silencer, which it could be this game with all the other. Look at they're just banning out another one, Death Prophet.
Yeah, it might be, even though with Night Stalker being position 4, when Silencer is mid, he get him that early intelligence he needs.
Yep.
I could see them like Freedom juking themselves into picking up that CC&C like Storm Spirit, and the next thing you know, DC go, you know what? Silencer is mid.
Yep.
I thought Barry was smaller, dog.
Huh?
I thought Barry was smaller.
He used to be smaller. He's quite a lanky pupper now.
Well, you said Barry Cox, you thought it was smaller dog, but that's actually Dakota's cock is smaller.
Grant just got me so hard right there that my 1-incher is, well.
Well, it's not up anymore.
Jack's face, like,
Jack's
what the fuck is going on?
I'm sorry, Jack.
His last name is Cox.
Jack, between the games, is like, I think we're a little too, you know, uptight there. We need to loosen up a bit. And now he's just judging us.
Now he's gabening on the old 2GD over here.
Exactly.
I like that one,
Thank you.
Well played.
Oh, by the way, I don't know. Like, I'm not even selling out. They have a completely new flavor. In the I'll show the can later. I don't want to. No, this thing is
for the camera, Grant.
Dude.
They can't see it.
I know, but it's Mango Loco. And the bottle is actually, it's like Day of the Dead stuff. And my God, like, I actually, and you know me, I only drink Dr. Pepper, but this is like Dr. Pepper on steroids, legally, not some Babe Ruth
Legal, prescribed, doctor prescribed.
Yeah, none of that,
steroids.
like, who likes
I didn't know
steroids?
Dr. Pepper was into that kind of thing.
Was Dr. Pepper a real doctor? Was he like, I don't know, the teeth doctor? What do you call him?
The
An
dentist.
orthodontist?
Yeah.
An orthodontist?
Word.
The teeth.
Is he a real? I don't think you should go to a dentist and be like, you're not a real doctor.
You're right.
Well, did you
I'm a
watch-
magician.
Well, your teeth are gone now. What?
Well, no, there is the other type of dentist, right? It's like DDS or something. Wait, or is that just no?
That's your drug doctor.
I'm wrong. No, because there's another type of doctor where you can go to like those like the Caribbean or something. Those like other schools.
Oh,
A witch
yeah.
doctor?
Practice. You know what I'm talking about? There's that kind too. That's more of a tribal thing. We don't have too many of those out here, but
Well, you know, during the Hangover, the movie,
Yeah.
they're teasing him because he's not a real doctor.
Oh, yeah.
He's a dentist.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, he's the best looking one in that movie. I don't know. Wait, which one is it?
What?
think
He's not the best looking one.
I thought that was
There's
Zac
the guy
Efron.
who's dating
Bradley
that model,
Cooper.
Bradley
Is that
Cooper,
you're
yeah.
probably thinking is the
You'd
best.
think he's
interestingly
hot?
enough, I've heard that dentists have the highest suicide rates among all professions. I'm not sure if it's
Well, if you're looking
Jeez,
at
Jack,
30
loosen
miles
up.
for the
Okay,
120,
Jack,
30,
that is not how we
30
want to shake
years,
things up in the cast, by the way.
Oh, and these two
smelling,
picks.
smelling stuff.
What is happening here?
okay, we have a draft.
Yeah, but-
maybe
Oh,
it's
I
too
called the
loose.
Invoker,
What do
by
you
the
think
way.
about that? Maybe a little too loose.
Nah, it's
Digital Chaos
it's
have a
good.
bit of a shut up lineup going. They got 2 silences already. They banned the Death Prophet, but the Faceless Void with the time dilation as well, which almost seems like anti-synergy potentially in the sense if you're not casting spells, you can't really get dilated, right?
Yeah, but I love the Ursa pick because
of the
it's
void.
good at and it actually they picked Invoker into Ursa. I think when Ursa gets Phase Boots Blink, that hero can solo punish an Invoker so hard. I mean, until Invoker really gets some
He needs
items
a
or has
dust.
help.
He needs a dust.
He doesn't need a dust, but I mean, he also might be with an IO who will carry a dust. And there it is. You were right. I was gonna say that was a really dumb idea to pick Storm because Night Stalker Silencer, but I mean, Lacoste, what do you like? They
I
pick Storm
think
into Night
it's-
Stalker
I think it's
Silencer.
suicidal to pick Storm into a lineup like this. You have Night Stalker, Silencer,
And Void.
Faceless Void, and Invoker who lock down. I don't like to use the word outpicked, but I can already see Team Freedom being outpicked and outdrafted.
It feels like just because that Storm, I like Sand King, Io, Ursa versus like the rest of the lineup kind of, but then you pick a Storm and like, it feels like you need to go what? Brown Boots, Bloodstone, BKB? That's not what a Storm wants to go.
I like Freedom's lineup a lot this game. I was, I kind of said before they had to introduce some chaos into things. I like this. Like, there's a lot of running at. You're gonna see a lot less of a static type of structured game, I think, from them.
Yeah,
This
this
time. They're
is
gonna
a-
be wanting to
this
take
is a-
fights and skirmishes all
This
the
is
time.
a lot of chaos, but you're creating a lot of chaos for your team with these kind of picks.
Yeah, because you have to protect the Storm now. Like, how do you even save a Storm who just gets silenced? Because the IO's probably gonna be silenced. You can't bring him out. This,
You get
rough.
you get Snake King and Omni Knight.
I mean, could.
Or an Abaddon, something that they
Or an
picked
Abaddon.
against Digital Chaos the first time.
You can't
You get
the
use
king.
spells
You
if
get the
you're
king something.
silenced.
You get him King Arthas one way or
Wait,
the
what?
other.
What'd you just say? You can't cast spells when you're silenced?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I gotta write this one down.
That is a.
Shut up.
Sometimes you forget about it. I like the Weaver ban as well. Sorry, from Freedom. It's one of Mason's nice heroes, but it's gonna be.
They banned the Omni Knight, you jerk. See,
That's
I can be good too.
It's gonna be Faceless Void safe lane, right? We haven't seen an off lane Void in.
I was
some
talking
time.
about Abaddon.
Good call.
They can still pick that though.
It's not a good call yet, Grant.
10 seconds.
Why
They
me?
need something, maybe a Tide Hunter, Guardian Greaves to counter all that stuff once they go in. Global Silence is used. Use Guardian Greaves, pop an ultimate.
Reserve time.
I still can't believe they picked Storm into this. I'm still trying to like wrap my head around
Or-
what was said.
Or they can get. Oh, Legion is banned. All right, that's why they banned it.
Cheater, looking at the hero list. Real casters don't look at the hero list. Do you look at the hero list when you're at home casting, Grant, or when you're in the draft? Be honest.
Well, at home, I cast on one monitor at home. People see what I see. I can't just go down. People will
That's
snitch on me
true. That's
real
true.
quick. Here, I could. I'm just not used to doing it. I wish I should get used to it because I'm sure it is helpful. But I feel this brain, like my brain is I
So
mean,
big.
I would compared to you.
You gotta have a big brain, right? Look at the size of the head.
Dude, my
You
noggin
you
is
have
actually
must have
freaking
like a
huge, dude.
brain, XXL sized brain.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm like, you know, Pinky in the Brain.
Yeah.
You're
the
the
brain.
I
brain.
am the brain.
So who's
wow. Dude, picking the brain was a very
You want to be a Pinky?
amazing
You want to be
Jack?
Pinky Jack?
I don't know, Lacoste. I think you have more resemblance to Pinky than I do.
Oh.
That's not any of the offlane heroes that were mentioned at all. A Centaur War Runner comes out. Does not offer any of those counter-defensive kind of spells, but he does after a way to quickly disperse and run the hell out of trouble, I guess.
The reason I like this pick, even though I mean, Global Silence, obviously, we're talking it up a lot. It is a very long cooldown. You might lose a fight, but you come back in with a Sand King Io Ursa Centaur running at you after Global, that is a lot of just in-your-face stuff, and they're going to create a ton of chaos.
Well, you're going to be
like that.
-1, -2 hero after Chrono and Global Silence happens.
Maybe, unless
If
he misses.
If done right, yeah.
He's also a lot more difficult to bully, and then if he does get up that Aghanims, like DC look a little combo heavy at this point because you want the Void and the Invoker to be dumping spells kind of, in synergy or to bring people down. So if you have the Centaur to get that ult off with the Aghs to mitigate a lot of that damage, like with the Chronosphere, it feels like there's a lot of pressure for DC to get the damage done during it. So.
And I like that.
Christ, the lineup from DC looks
really good.
Looks perfect to me.
Yeah.
I would love to see a game 3, but I'm not. I think this is gonna be a super huge stomp.
Yeah, because you're going to have
In favor of Freedom.
no.
No.
I would love to see Game 3 too, but once again, Bulba plus Abed, Middle Invoker, Night Stalker, you're going to have maybe Flea helping out CC and C, maybe the IO. I mean, IO doesn't really, he heals, does a little right-click damage, but then I guess Ursa versus Earthshaker isn't, that's a strange, it's melee versus Ursa, but then they both do good against melee heroes, right? Who wins that Lacoste 1v1, Ursa or Earthshaker?
Well, it's not gonna be 1 versus 1.
I could. If they commit 3 middle and then Night Stalker is middle as well.
They're not gonna commit 3 middle. They're gonna have probably some IO stacking in the forest, maybe even for sanking.
If he's wrong, I'm gonna just
Yeah.
destroy him if it's a 1v1.
If he's
I
wrong, you
accept
gotta wear
it,
a
I
normal
accept
shirt,
when
not
I'm
this
wrong.
V-neck
I
shit.
have no problems with it.
Alright, good.
I'm here to
To
teach
learn.
people and
You're gonna
to learn
teach?
new stuff as well. So.
All right. Well, we've all been watching the same Dota here, sir.
Yep.
Well, you can't really. I mean, if you're going melee, Ursa probably destroys any hero.
Yep.
But he needs to be careful about the Sunstrike. Also, when the night falls, Ursa can't be that aggressive, and Earthshaker will have some levels because he gets the lane back. So it's hard to predict. Depends on the rotations and the Sunstrike hits. It's easy to hit a Sunstrike once the Earthshaker is, let's say, level 3 with 1-1-1 build.
Should be. I just want to see if the Silencer starts out helping Mason or starts out helping Forev. Because I think he can go multiple play. I definitely think Bulba is going to start middle, so.
So we're on opposite ends of the spectrum here. Some of us think that.
I'm with Lacoste. I
You're with
really do
Lacoste?
like
Okay.
DC.
You should jump on my wagon, Jack. I know you want to be unique, but
Why do you like Freedom's Draft so much?
We'll have
then
to
if
see.
you do,
We'll
actually,
have to see if
can
I'm
you tell us,
uniquely right or wrong
Jack?
with
Why
that.
do you like Freedom's Draft so much?
Because I think DC are a little bit ult dependent. I think there's a lot of windows in between where Freedom can really take these fights and skirmishes and kind of throw them off balance.
Yep.
And I don't know. I foresee Freedom being able to do that. So we'll
these
see.
heroes can still fight even without a
Whoa.
good chrono, even without a good global silence. These heroes can fight.
And they see it's an IO Sand King up here. The Centaur still hasn't shown. Now they get the max range stun coming up. He's going to get the slow from Tether. It's not very, it's like 0.75. Not going to really slow too much. CCNC is here. They're going to try to bully him, but he's on their team, so he won't. Sunstrike's going to fly, miss everyone. He's still in base, though. He's getting back his mana. Well, they might secure 3 runes here. It's going to be interesting to see how Dire comes out late here.
As opposed to that bizarre game yesterday where we saw Wheel, was it secure all
That
4
was today.
runes? Today.
That was today. Wheel, in one of their games, secured all 4 runes. And
Did
I
they
was
win?
like, oh, no, absolutely. Did
Okay.
they win? Well, are they in this game right
3
now?
runes is a winning number. If you get 4 runes, then you may have invested all of your brain power in the first second of the game.
Yep. And I just love watching Earthshaker right now. Especially, I'm gonna say Complexity hasn't been looking great, but when Swindle plays Earthshaker, he gets that Strength Tread, Soul Ring. He always finds farm. It's kind of like it's not really like Enigma that much, but the fact they can pull the creep wave back naturally by doing something like this is really good for an offlaner. While Centaur has to OP as the greatest block of all time.
You were right and wrong at the same time. It's not
Yep.
3 versus 3 mid, it's 2 versus 2, but Sanking is on top, so it's gonna be a 1 versus 1 matchup until Silencer leaves. Silencer is still on the bottom, so we were both wrong.
Yep, and I like that.
I was more wrong than you, I guess.
No, absolutely not, Lacoste. I think you made a great call, and we both just were being real goobers about it. I just want to take this time to apologize
Thank you.
to Dakota.
Yeah, I want to apologize
Thank
as
you.
well.
I thought I was coming here with professionals, not
I
goobers.
actually recorded the sound of you snoring tonight, and I'm gonna use it.
Okay. Right now?
Just-
When
yeah,
were
I
you
just need to
sleeping
find-
together?
What? We were in a hotel. What?
Oh, you share a room?
Yeah.
Well, you went back to the hotel at 8 p.m. Maybe that's the fact that it woke you up since you friggin' slept for 15
No, I didn't.
hours.
I was watching the games. I wanted to come
Were
back.
you in bed watching it?
I was in bed watching.
Checkmate.
I
Middle
wanted to
lane,
come back and
2v2.
cast some of the games, but you had 4 already, and I was not assigned to those games.
Oh, and that's done. Could have put a lot of damage up on Mason, actually, because it would have timed him out a little bit on that Q. But look at Snake King. He is fine getting bullied because he has that poor man shield. And he's just eating damage, has returned now as well. Look at Dubu's actually taking a ton from this. That's funny. Bottom lane, stun comes out, just harassing the Earthshaker. Wants to make sure. He's going to get a lot, but they want to get him less late. He's not even scared. He's going to man up on him. Enchant Totem. No Aftershock. Middle lane, it's 11-1 to 8-2. Obviously, the Wisp gives him a little more regen, maybe less harass than a Night Stalker, but Night Stalker's going to run out of mana eventually. And look at... He is already... Did he get the pull? Sorry. He did not. Okay. Or the stack, not the pull, pardon me.
If you stacked it once, can you be quiet for a sec?
Yes, go.
Thank you. All right, anyways, carry on. Oh, he's trying to play it.
Can you actually hear it?
No, because it doesn't exist. You made it up.
No, I didn't.
Dakota, did you hear it or Jack?
I didn't hear.
I didn't hear anything. What did you play?
Take my phone.
All right. Anyway, you are distracting things right now with your attempted snore riddle over here. Bottom lane, a little bit harassing on Defrev. He's actually moving further forward into the lane. They will finally catch him with the burrow, and then the right clicks will come out. Yawar picks up your first blood.
There goes your answer. No one beats her, so 1 versus 1 pretty much. Oh, this is gonna be so good for Yawar. He has Windlace and almost a complete phase boot at minute 3. Earthshaker will need to be careful.
Okay. There's nothing, though, just so you know. Yeah, but it was a very, I mean, Ursa is going to own, and this is what we see. They want to just run at him, right? And that's what the Radiant wants to do. If they take a lead early, running at them becomes so much easier. You get phase boots up. Even without a Blink Dagger, you can actually just gank the Invoker. And we've seen Yawar loves to early game rotate. And I would love to see a Smoka with him phase boot, run at the Invoker, kill Invoker, go to Rosh. Simple play. I think we've seen him do it before.
Yeah, that's once again, I do believe that's what we're going to see from Freedom this game. I think even if they go down swinging, it's going to be a much more action-packed game than the first one that we saw.
Yep. And I think we want to watch the Sand King a lot. I think me and Lacoste, because we've seen him go just Tranquils into Blink right away. We've seen him go Tranquil, Soul Ring, Wand. He's actually changed it up a little bit.
He never went for Tranquil into Blink Dagger.
Yeah, he did. He did it yesterday during one of the games before the
I didn't saw
tiebreaker.
that game.
Yeah, I think he's done it twice. He's kind of switched off going a Tranquil, Soul Ring. I think it depends on the game, and if they want to run at them game, I think you get Blink early. Huh.
They have a Centaur ulti, so it might not be needed this game to go that early Blink Dagger.
Yep. And we see top, man. Snake King apparently can just sit and tank all these hits with Poor Man's Shield. Even with the Wisp wasn't here, he's here now. I like that. What is he doing? He's just chilling with orbs. Like they were in vision. He's like, maybe he won't see me.
Did you finally get that bottle? Oh,
yes.
Here it is.
That'll be nice.
It's always a
That'll
bit later, but it's nice to have.
Yep. And now he can heal up Snake King if he wants, probably will. Or he can go down and help out middle lane. Actually, whoa, he just TP'd to the shrine? Huh. Not really sure what he's doing right here. Oh, he wants to pull the Ancients, I guess. It's not like you need to use that shrine. That was odd. I didn't know what he was doing.
Oh, can you hear it?
That's That's actually really loud.
That's Grant
I gave
snoring,
it to
by the way.
production.
That does not
That is
sound
Grant
like me.
snoring.
I
Can you do it one more time?
Oh, hold on, Mason's dying
Mason's in a
here.
lot of trouble. He's getting ran at by the IO. He's tethered up. Is it one more auto attack this tower? He gets it. And I think there's another kill. Also, the storm goes
has a
down
fairy
middle,
fire.
unfortunately.
Oh.
So that's actually really, really bad for Freedom. They trade away 2 of their core kills. That definitely wasn't me, though. I think they actually Googled some $100 that they Googled.
No, I just gave him my cell phone.
Yeah, so?
Listen.
Do
that a bear?
I look like someone who can do that? They're trying to gank Yawar down bottom. It's going to be Bulba and Forev. We're going to have Flea rotating down Dubu's here as well. Oh my goodness, he's just squaring up on him right now. Level 2 stun, going to get him, but I believe either Yawar is going to die. Oh, it's Stan King. He has some bottles. We're going to see Chicken fly down to Dubu. Will they be able to kill him? Oh, Sunstrike, avoid it. Is Caustic hit him yet?
Dubu out
Yeah,
there.
Ding, 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 boom.
No, sorry,
Yeah,
it did
it
get him.
is.
It did get him. It did get
The
him.
venomous tail, and I'm loving this game. This is more of the NA Dota that we're talking about. Things are starting to get a little soporific that last game. Not this game. They're going to be running at them all game long.
Ah, wait till 10 minutes there, Jack. Okay, before you go too fast. I've seen this story before, but I would
Oh,
love
in middle.
to.
Ah, bad.
Bet. Nice juke up top, but he is going to get some movement speed. Get the tether on him. They do CC&C. They really want to get him this kill, I think. He is probably not going to get it, but Flea, I mean, just as good a recipient of that, so good for him. Snake King up top. Tranquils, he's going for the hood next. That, don't look over here and smile. That was not me, and you guys know it. Oh my god, I'm actually just mad now. Have fun
You
trycasting.
snoring sound like polar bears mating.
Well, maybe if I wasn't sleeping in a 90-degree room every night.
Wait, why is only one of the polar bears making sense? He sounds a little bit like the Ursa almost when he's getting ready to go.
Yeah, I thought that was Ursa hitting level 6.
Wait, how is Jack talking about snoring?
Yeah.
Is this a joke?
Well,
But let's get back into the
is there
game.
any cell phone evidence of me snoring? I don't think so. You have to ask Giannis Lucas for that.
Oh my goodness, but a smoke gank coming. We see a lot of these by DC early. Yawar is level 6, so they need to kind of chain everything together here. There's one stun, there's the Void. He's gonna get his ulti off early, so they can't do anything. That was an interesting cue by the Ursa. Not really gonna slow anyone, but he does not die. So, Freedom up 2k gold now. Look at, I love the fact Snake King can just bully this Void around.
I know why you love Sanking as well, Jack. You said his venomous tail. You pretty much love everything that has to do with the venom.
I think we've established this.
Uh-oh,
like day
top
one
lane, we're
with
gonna have a
this
Sunstrike
man.
coming out. It's gonna only hit him. Nice job avoiding. And the ulti from Forev. They commit 3 heroes plus a Sunstrike up top to take down the King. And, I mean, that's what you gotta do. This Centaur is getting way too much out of top lane, I feel.
Yeah, but now his ult is down and they can very fearlessly continue to run at them. As,
Yep. Here, shaker down.
Sure, you got me. I'm back to life in just
Whoa,
a few seconds.
Bulba is in a little bit of trouble here. He's gonna avoid him. He doesn't have a silence yet. He's just gonna zip zoop around. Forev's here, getting the stun off possibly, but he can zoop over that if he wants. Dink gets the easy kill on Bulba.
Dink.
And Bulba was just, he was strolling in that park like a freaking, who unexpectedly strolls
In
in
the
the
park, I don't know, old men.
Old man, yep.
Yeah.
And now we see Flea trying to get some farm up middle. I definitely want to see him at least get level 5 to 7. Doesn't even need the blink, just the higher level of stun. You're just tethered up by an IO and you can easily catch up to everyone. Ursa has fade. Wow, he is getting close to his blink already. I think he just clears maybe a little bit of the jungle, comes back to the lane and pushes it again, and he'll have it. Oh, he wanted to go for that deny. No, he did, but he didn't.
He's close to his blink. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Look at this. What, are they team farming these small neutral camps together?
Oh, yeah.
Top lane.
Oh, he does get hit by it already.
Oh.
There's one stun. Stack him up. There it is. Double edge. Will it be enough? The orb comes through and hits him. Ooh, that was actually, they almost didn't get him there, and he would have had his, no, he didn't have to unless he was level 7, which he wasn't, so.
He was.
Was he? The
Yeah.
Void is? Okay, so he would have had it up there. That was almost not a kill.
Yeah, that's why Centaur went
Yeah.
for 3 points in hoof stop for the longer stun. That's
Smart.
half of the second value.
Is Bulba still level 3?
He's 3 or 4.
3.
He's gonna be 4 now.
Yeah, that's a sad Bulba. You've got the first night is long over. You're halfway to the second night and you just hit level 4.
Yeah, wasn't the only gank he did was that bottom one when Yawar just hit the R button
Yeah.
and they couldn't do anything. That's rough.
Well,
That's
the
a-
thing is, Ursa gets rid of the arcane curse, and he got given rid of the last word before it took effect. That's
Yep.
why he used it before.
That's a nice point. Abed has his Midas up now. Maybe a little later than he would have liked it. I think he had it at like 9 minutes, but he can do whatever he wants. He's just gonna farm Ancients, throw that Meteor down, and man, look at him melt him. Do you guys? Okay.
What?
I don't want to. No.
Nah,
This
you
is
gotta-
you gotta
discussion
say
for
it.
another
no,
time.
you can't just kite us like that.
Okay, have you guys ever had sour cream?
Yes.
Now, people talk about putting butter on toast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever put sour cream on toast
No.
and melted it in the microwave?
No, you already
No.
asked us that.
sour
during
cream
the
one?
summit.
No, this
Why would you
is
do it?
different. Well, because
Do you
sour
do this?
Yeah. No,
Well,
absolutely
you
not.
ate glue. You can expect
you
whatever you
put
You
want.
guys ever
glue on
put
toast?
glue on toast? Yeah, I was about to ask the same
Mental-
thing. I have.
I melt some glue on toast sometimes.
You don't melt glue. It melts naturally.
Well,
and
depends
that's
what
why it
kind of a
burns.
glue do you have.
What kind
to-
of consistency? It could be a glue stick that I might have melted in the microwave.
That's true. I've actually melted glue in my pant pockets at work. It's a little embarrassing.
Yeah, that's.
Let's get back into the game. Ursa almost dying on the bottom lane, has his Blink Dagger up.
Yeah, but nothing really happened there. They just pick up mid tower. Radiant structure's fortified for the top lane. And Mason's going to have to go back. He has Chrono. He's keeping the Orb of Venom in his backpack on the Void
Sand
while he's
King's got
harassing.
that 6. Here they come. Here they come. We got the ult up on the Centaur. I expect to see some kind of TP real soon here.
That's to be the best as a Centaur. He's kind of playing it like a Bristleback, right? Because they already have the initiation from Sand King as well as the Ursa. So he can just tank up as much as he wants on Centaur. Phase Boot's now on Bulba, so at least next night he can really pressure someone, maybe even solo kill Sand King if he manages to find him alone. He's only level 4 still though, oh my. Phase Boots are good, but you're level 4.
Yeah, I talked about getting a dust on Ursa. You said he can kill Invoker. He can't without the dust.
Yep.
Yeah, I bet too afraid to even go for that rune there. Just attacks it from up the hill.
And now he did go, oh, is he gonna go for the whole, this dude is crazy. Is this gonna work? It's gonna work.
It's gonna work.
That is such a sick play by Flea, just going into the trees. Only worked because it was nighttime and he could get to the right side so the tower doesn't see him. That was actually such a stylish play.
Yeah, a clever man would be able to make that, not someone who has glue melt in their pockets.
Yep. Poor Lacoste. I don't know why we keep bullying him. But Snake King farming up. We see Bulba go down again. I believe he was level 5. Sunstrike.
I don't know where it is, but I'm not gonna find it.
It was aiming for Flea. Oh, it was right by the shrine. He was aiming for Flea. I don't think it wouldn't have killed him either way, but they're gonna get a bottom tower now. And CC&C, the Storm pick, I still necessarily don't like it. If I look back at it, oh, they're gonna run in onto Dubu, and this guy's gonna blow up.
Ooh.
But the other 4 besides Storm Spirit are playing this near perfect, right? Snake King had a perfect lane top, even though it was 2v1. Bottom lane farmed amazingly, and I mean, even Stan King found levels.
Yeah, seems like their plan actually.
Yeah, it is, and they're playing right. And now, Jack, I see what you were saying. But if I go back to the draft, I still don't want to go against saying I didn't like DC's draft. We haven't seen their combo, right? We've seen a little bit top. Dubu goes down again. This is just... Everyone's going to die a lot on this, like, team. They're just going to die a lot.
Keeping the pressure.
Yep.
I love the build on the Storm Spirit. Usually they don't go for power threats,
Yep.
but he just wants to have as much attack speed as possible.
Because he went the damage instead of mana regen. I think most of them do, but it just gives them way more kill potential in the game they are in with 2 Blink Daggers almost up from Sand King.
Usually you go for mana regen, most of
You know, I've seen.
players.
Is this where we're going to do that thing?
Well, we
I think
can't
it's
really
50-50
argue.
this time. Yeah, if we go back and talk about it. But Sunstrike coming out again. It was in Rosh Pit this time. Scouted out, so if Ursa just went in right now, that'd be nice. He could get it. Oh, man. Look at Storm wants to go here. I like being aggressive, but you don't want to be overly aggressive versus all these big ultimates, right? And it's a 4-man smoke kind of behind the Invoker. Is that... I don't know how... I mean... Is it even going to be a kill? He's just hasted. Oh, and you think that mere mortal Sunstrike will hit Stan King while he's hasted. It will not. And he's actually almost full HP again.
That's a smoke gank for a Wisp that's not going to be successful.
But they didn't want to use Shaker ulti, they didn't want to use Chrono.
Yeah.
It's weird they wanted to commit the smoke, but they didn't want to commit the ult. I understand why. It's just a Wisp, but it seems weird they went for him in the first place.
They'll take what they can get, I guess, while or attempt to take what they can get while it's in front of them.
Yep, and he's going to have the Treads Wand bottle plus Bloodstone at 16 minutes or so. It might be 16 and a half. That's really, really good. And I love it, right? They picked the Night Stalker first, and like Dakota said, well, they had to know they were going to pick the Night Stalker. They need a plan for it, and their plan was sitting a Wisp middle with the Storm Spirit to counter everything Bulba did last game.
This Centaur is really huge with the Hood and the Blink. 10 minutes in.
Yep, and oh, here we go again. They are going to commit the ulti. Yeah, they're
This
like,
time.
wait a minute. Let's do it.
Well,
Sunstrike again on Rosh.
This time maybe it was not needed because he didn't have haste. They would have enough damage.
Move in from Flea here. He's dangerously close to that Blink Dagger. A loss could set him back, but the follow play from Snake King. The Chrono counter coming out there. Look to target down that Sand King as fast as they can. He's able to
double
with the burrow. Gets the double, and they'll take them both down.
Flea
Turns it to a
dies.
2-for-2 trade, but as you
Worth
mentioned,
it.
Flea dies. He's about back even with where he was before he died.
That opens up Rosh though for the Ursa, and he has Bloodstone Tread. That was a super good trade for Freedom, even those 2 for 2, because
Freedom looking like a completely different team from game number 1.
it's
How are they gonna deal with the Storm Spirit? Chrono is down, Global Silence is down.
it's
they don't have
daytime.
the Earthshaker ult either, so there's no way they can test this Rosh. Again, like, until their next set of ults is up, and they have to pretty much execute that perfectly. When it is, they're just going to get run out all over the map again. They don't want to be in these skirmishes. Pretty soon, you're going to be resorting to tower huddling against this lineup.
They're 8K up at 16 minutes. We were talking about how it's like maybe 1-2K slowly go up. Team Freedom's just way up at this point, which is good, but they got to keep up the pressure.
Yeah.
They get the Midas, which, I mean, he's already farmed. It's not that big of a deal. Just increase his farm, his levels. Maybe I would have liked a Vlad's or something, but that's fine.
Lads or just
Deso.
Deso,
Yeah.
just keep the pressure, kill those towers. They have 2 Midases on one on Void, one on Invoker, so they can get back into the game easily with just one good combo.
Yep. But they gotta hit that good combo before they get run
Yeah.
at. And that's gonna be the difficulty, especially with. I love how they give the Aegis to Storm. Obviously, it's best on him, but usually when Ursa takes it, sometimes Yawar could have even just clicked it on accident. He's like, oh, I mean, I always take it. My bad.
Or
But
they could just destroy the Aegis
yeah.
for the lols. Yeah.
For the lulz.
Classic. Wait, that was TI3 or 2? That was 3,
Who
right?
was it? Some Malaysian player?
Yeah.
3
that was-
KYXY.
Yeah, it was 3.
Oh, yeah.
Team Orange, classic.
It only cost them the game.
And a lot of money. Couple.
Bottom lane
Million.
pressure coming in from DC here. One lone defender and little Miniski Fangay, aka Flea, as he waits behind the tower.
They get a tier 2 tower top. They're not even at this tier 1 bottom. They have IO +1 plus a minimal TP bottom. They can commit 4 heroes immediately bottom if they want, which is sick. The global presence, as we talk about. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I love the term
Global presence,
I
yeah,
love
that's
that
talked
term.
about a lot.
Yep. And it's, I mean, both teams, right? You have Sunstrike on one, and then you have the Wisp on the other. Uh-oh, ult's coming out. They're going to find, I believe it is the Void who can just get out of it, but can he get out of it again? He's going to get pulled back. He needs to hit him with that last orb. Doesn't need to, actually. CC and Seal finish him off, and Midas on cooldown when he dies. That is actually...
Oh, Tornado misses its mark. Snake King charges in, and they're going to find another target. This
On
one
the backside, they're going in
is
again.
Dubu.
Sand King hits the stun. Forev going to go back to full with his one. He's going to stun out, so Snake King can't stun him. Blink should be up in about 2 seconds on Snake King. Will they commit it? CC and C will go. Stunned by Flea, and that will be a kill. Tries to Sunstrike Sand King, but Sand King's been like the brunt of these Sunstrikes, but he dodges every single one.
I think there's only been airball sunstrikes this game for
Yeah.
the most part, right?
I believe so. Even the level 1 one. This is just... They're crumbling under the pressure. They're used to this more slow, methodical play of the other teams, and now Freedom's just running at them, kind of like Red did to Freedom when they got their one loss. This is exactly what Red actually did to Freedom.
What did I told you? Actually tell you during the picks it's gonna be a stomp.
Yeah. No, he did actually say that. We're not going to talk about the team, but he definitely
You
said that,
didn't
yeah.
specify if it was Centaur Stomp or an Ursa Stomp, so
No, I mean, I'm surprised. I was like saying, oh, yeah, DC, when they're hot, man, they're hot.
Yeah,
You can't stop them, but...
Yeah, it was weird. Me and Lacoste were
Man.
all over Freedom, and Jack was like, well,
Whoa,
DC's
DC is gonna win
combos.
this. Yeah.
Nah, but Jack, I agreed. I wanted
hope we
Freedom to
capture
run it
the
in,
evidence on Lacoste's cell phone this time.
Yeah. You guys are mean. But, so they have 3 Blink Daggers up on Freedom. They're going to find Invoker, and here comes the young IO
they're
plus
coming for you.
Storm.
Oh, they're coming
Do
for
they
you.
have Dust, Stand King? I believe you need to carry Dust if you're going to gank an Invoker, my friends.
Yep,
It's just intimidation tactics. Just back off.
He had dust on the Yawar.
Oh, he did, but it's
Ursa.
on cooldown?
Yeah.
Huh. Uh-oh. And now Stand King might be a little in trouble. Abed will get the cold snap. Will be a kill finally. Taken by Frev. I'm actually a little surprised they didn't give that to Invoker, but it's fine. He's going to have Treads up. It says he has Treads queued. Is he going to get him, or do you think he goes Midas too?
Who?
Like the Earthshaker? Or does he just go Treads? It feels like they might need a Midas on a few heroes to catch back up into this game.
Aegis is gonna run out pretty soon, so they might, if they feel comfortable, to take this
He has
tier.
a full Orchid, sorry.
Oh.
He has a full Orchid. Oh my goodness. CC&C, we went from saying my man's going to have a tough game, and he just said, nah, I'm good. He's not going to have a tough game at all.
That
Abed
was a
takes
ballsy
tower.
pick.
Yeah, well, it was out into Nightstalker Silencer. I don't think they should pick it, but it was a good pick, apparently.
One of the issues I could see for Team Freedom going forward as they continue to just run at DC is they don't have the best high ground. So their high ground is almost like, you know, if we wipe you or kill you, then we can come onto high ground uncontested. But if DC are able to shrink the map a little bit, I could see them, you know, having a decent time defending their high ground.
But
not just completely overrun by Freedom.
you have Crimson Guard Centaur return, like who can actually does a decent chunk of damage to those towers. If you just want to do that with CC&C attacking it, it's not the worst, but you're right, it's definitely not the best. They haven't been able to hit combos right because DC feels pressured to farm, so they need to be all around the map farming up, so they can't hit these combos. But here we go. Might be Tornado's gonna fly out. He still hasn't spotted the smoke yet.
Shaker stun into Echo.
Uh-oh, and there we go. Nice ulti. He's gonna get the stun. He still has. Did the Aegis go down? Sorry, I think I heard it go down. He's gonna be a little bit of in trouble. There comes, and it is. They're gonna get him right after the Aegis wears off. So.
And he's out in 5 seconds. They need to commit so much to kill the Storm, but at least the Bloodstone charges are going down.
Yep, they got him. That's the biggest thing.
He's up, and this should be their cue to fight. I mean, they committed a bunch of spells for that.
Yeah.
It's time to take vengeance.
Yep, and I think the Centaur, he almost has a full Crimson Guard. Jesus, Sand King going for the Lotus, who has a Ursa has the Death. So they do have they do have the Ursa Death. So if they take 2 or 3 heroes, they don't want to commit to against this 3 Blink Dagger team if they go uphill, I guess. There it is. I like the Crimson Guard pickup this game.
Definitely adds a lot to their durability to try to shrug off the big wombo combo factor that DC have in their high ground defense. But here comes a new approach from Team Freedom here. DC have never been in position really in this game to be able to take a multi-numbered fight. So they're very cautious in their steps here.
Yep, and that ward Dubu just placed will spot out Snake King and Flea right over there to the left, so nothing crazy there. Yawar, he has the Midas, he has the Death, so did he purchase something else? He only has 400 gold, but he had that Death last time.
No, he just bought
He
it.
did, okay.
I mean, the man is farm.
He's very farm. Only 4th on the list, Snake King actually beating him out. That's crazy.
Yeah, but 10 gold.
Yeah. I mean, but still, do you think a Centaur should be near an Ursa? Well, I mean, he just had, I didn't think about like that dual lane. He got that level 1 early return, and the Silencer did more damage to himself than the poor man's shield return Centaur. Just a good lane there.
I love
Mason
their
7.
face there.
I was like, like, why didn't I think about that? Of course, Centaur's gonna be able to tank the Glade. I don't know. It just
Yeah, he's not
even as a
particularly
caster,
threatened by
you
the
see.
Void either.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about trading with the Void. There's no... if you want to take down the Centaur, it's kind of similar to those other heroes that you were talking about. They do fit that bill as well, like the ones that were banned. I'm talking about potentially a Baden, Legion Commander, or Omni. Is if you want to kill them early on, you need to be able to... the threat to burst them down. And that's a requirement that he fulfills as well, except he has a lot more offensive potential in that sense.
Yep.
So I think that was a pretty nice pick. It's worked out very well so far, obviously.
Yeah. We see Dubu just hiding. He's gonna TB back. He's waiting to get. Wait, why doesn't he just use the tome? Does he? Oh, he did. Okay, I was about to say. No, he gave it to somebody else.
Gave it the Bulba there? I'm not sure.
He didn't give it to himself because he had the same experience. I was like, he gets gold per minute, not experience. So why would he save it? He has the Aghanims up on the Evoker. He's going Octarine next, actually, instead of like a Blinker or something.
He he just swapped. He needs that BKB to get rid of the silence from the
Yeah.
storms.
Oh, and here we go. Initiation's coming. Global Silence comes out, though. The Storm isn't really in trouble, and that's great. Global's going to be down for Freedom. He's going to be in there. Do they time the stun? Nope, didn't even try for it. And that is one Global down. Mason again, actually, that Midas timing is... He died with it last time. No, this time it is big, right? You're really far behind. You're 14k behind. He died with the Midas one time, and now he's just not using it. And that's his most expensive item in his inventory. And he's not using it.
He finally gets it out now, but they really need to get a fight from the smoke or something positive going their way.
With no global.
Yeah,
This is
so
very
Io
scary.
can... Oh, Io doesn't have a relocate.
Yeah, he just used it to go to that fight. And here we go. They're going to go in. This is going to be real trouble. We see the ulti coming, but the IO is on him. Will it save him enough?
Oh,
Won't
no.
quite, but they still have a lot of trouble with this Ursa as well as Centaur who's running him, but the Ice Wall's kiting them all so much. Yawar's trying to flee on the back. Will be able to bring down Dubu, it looks like. But Yawar in a lot of trouble. He goes down. It's a 2-for-1 for Rev trying to run. Look at, I mean, they can't really do much to Snake King. All this armor missing, though, from the Forge Spirit. They're going to try to chase him. Flees back. Stun comes out. He gets the double. The Centaur win on him. This is a lot of trouble. Those Spirits doing damage. Will the last one be able to hit him? Oh, what? Oh! No, oh, if he lives here, I don't think he will, but no, he goes down. Still, not the worst fight from DC without Global, right? You take more Storm Spirit, Bloodstone charges, and you kill the Ursa.
How did they have a vision on a storm?
That was a good question. Did they see him go in
They-
there?
they
Maybe a
have a-
He was
Sunstrike?
here farming creeps.
No,
And
they caught him here. Yeah, there.
And then he walked there,
Yeah.
and I don't know, they just jumped and dunked, maybe
I mean,
blindly.
you
He
kind of
just-
have to do an all-in. Maybe it was he saw him farming mid. They saw him going there. It's just an all-in play, possibly.
Well, they have this ward on a mid, but it doesn't reach.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be one I'll definitely go back and check in the replay, but I
It's a
feel
nice
maybe a Hail
desperation
Mary.
move from them. They
Yeah.
have
He
to be
looked with his
thinking,
heart.
Yep.
Not with his eyes.
Also, Ursa committing to ulti early on,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
then they just guided, especially when Void uses time dilation plus Ice Wall from Invoker.
It's a sneaky play, definitely
Can it be
caught them off guard there. They think, you know, Global's down, you're not going to want to make a move like that.
They still need a lot more items on Void. This Centaur is not going down easily at
Oh
all.
my god.
He's Bristleback with pretty much this game. The thing we're talking about, though, is Ice Wall is going to be huge this game. Obviously, if they pick off Storm, it's still 4v5 fight favors Freedom. But when that Ice Wall's down, we saw Ursa. He couldn't move. The Centaur couldn't move. No one can
Yeah,
move in
they
that
get
Ice
guided.
Wall without Storm. Yeah. And CC&C had such a good early game, but 2 easy pickoffs on him. He needs to be a little more aware, I think, of what he's doing. I know you have your Bloodstone, you have your ult, but stop putting yourself in those dangerous situations if you're you.
BKB would help that a bit.
Yeah,
That was,
I really think he definitely... Is he going that next on the Storm Spirit?
Storm, yes.
Yeah, he is. Okay, and he almost
and,
has it.
Yawar too.
Rosh is up. Radiant actually just walked in, missed it, and then walked out. Dire doesn't know it's up either. Sunstrike was used a little bit earlier. They'll definitely scout it out right now. And, well, Dire knows it's there. Radiant does not. They definitely got to get Storm BKB before Freedom fights again. DC, they have everything up pretty much except Darkness, but it's already nighttime. Actually, nighttime's over it when Darkness ends now.
Yeah, I think Freedom have to might
Wait,
feel pressure
oh,
to
it's
extend
up
a
now,
little
my
bit
bad.
more of
Sorry.
their advantage right now, because once those BKBs start to come up for DC, once they have more damage and follow up and oomph behind the ultimates become more potent later on against them. So I think they have to continue this frenetic pace that they've been playing. I don't think they can really sit back here and wait.
Yeah. But they're content. I mean, they are still farming. They were only 13k, now they're 15k. They are better at farming. The problem is, I'm always scared of that late game Invoker, especially with 2 melee cores, like you said. Team farm these Ancients up. And they're going to have the BKB if he gets these. Yep, he has it now. I think you go for a fight here. You try to maybe bait out a global like they've done before and go from there. Because they lost that last fight without the global up.
Yeah, they have a Lotus Orb finished on Sanking,
That's big.
so he can reinitiate or just save someone from the global.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to fight. 2 BKBs ready.
Level
Okay.
22 on CNCC.
Well, 1 BKB, sorry. Ursa doesn't have 1. But
And look-
still, they have a really good base defense, but sadly Rosh just spawned.
I don't think they can contest well, if he gets bashed enough, they can contest it, but he can't be getting bashed. They have the Shrine, and they are definitely going to try to contest it. It looks like Snake King going to play that Bristle roll. Dire actually gets a tower top, so they get a little gold from that. No, they're not going to contest. They're just going to maybe try to hide away and look for a pick-off if someone's playing aggressively. Huh.
Feels pretty good and commanding for Freedom.
Yeah,
Take the
no.
Rosh, and now they just want to take the map.
Yep. And you see Invoker on top of the net worth, but then you look at the next three are all so close to the Invoker, and the next is Void, who's not really close at all.
Once again, I want to give Bulba some credit again. He did manage to get up some deep vision, even though it's just like the hardest thing to do, right? When your map is
When you're losing like
when
this.
your map is dark, you're afraid to go anywhere without getting picked off. Bulba's managed to provide them some vision and some key pathways. You see teams prioritizing those lane wards a little bit more than before, just sticking it right in the middle of the lane, just because it's a little bit harder to find where those wards are.
Yeah, me and Grant talked about lane wards during the mid-game, post 30-minute lane wards. They provide so much vision, and they're harder to de-ward.
Yeah, people just, yeah, we talked about it. It's weird. Some teams forget they go for those, those cliff wards, the kind of normal ones, but no one places lane wards like after the 30 minutes, and it's kind of strange. But we see Dire doing it, like Jack said, and I really like that. Lane wards late game are very often scouted out unless they have a gem.
Well, then when people overthink it, then you go back to the cliff wards.
Yeah, but
and
then
that
you
becomes new
double.
meta.
2 negatives equal a positive, my friend.
Yes, exactly.
And that's why Jack and Lacoste have a positive MMR now.
Speaking of gem, I feel like this is an investment that Freedom should consider making. If they want to be in this position where you want to lock Digital Chaos like basically out of all vision, you certainly want to get rid of these like relatively more commonly scouted like cliff wards, and you want them to you want their entire map to go dark.
Yeah.
And then you can tell the Night Stalker.
Oh Jesus, Snaking
Really
has a full Aghanim Scepter on that Centaur.
Yeah, this guy's nuts.
I mean, that has been nerfed. It's sitting on 40% damage reduction, but it's still good for a team fight, especially when you chrono someone.
Yeah. They are possibly looking to push top, but like you said, very hard to siege towers until maybe Centaur's like 6 slotted doing the return thing like Lodi used to do. Or he'll just do it middle. Alright.
Tornado onto Snake. Man, he loses all of his mana from
What?
that, but he gets it right back because his king comrade hooks him up.
And look at, we see him just sieging on that tower. I like this. Don't commit too much. Just slowly chip it down. Look at that return damage is actually so much on tower, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Remember when you used to do that with the Shadow Demon Centaur, and then they fixed that? Thank God.
Yeah, it
that
doesn't
was
work in
terrible.
Evolution.
That was horrible to watch. This, if it's just your hero, you actually are punished for it. That's fine.
Well, Danish Bear invented that strat with the Manta style. They just
Yeah.
safe lane the Centaur.
Ooh, jump in, top lane. CCNC looking to go for the grab. Gets one, and it's a hold of a Mason, a big one at that, but he's able to get the time walk off. Thinks about going for the chrono, but then changes his mind.
So it's a 2 BKBs traded for a global silence. Does Freedom back up, or do they keep going?
They can keep going, and they
'Cause they have
took
Aegis Cheese.
500 damage on top and on the mid tower as well.
Look at this. Oh, the sieging. That
And
tower's
no.
still taking damage.
Lock him as best they can. They'll hit him again with that EMP and the cold snap.
Surprised he didn't pipe right there.
Yes.
Region Rune on IO.
Uh-oh. Chrono,
Oh,
possibly he wants
oh.
it on the IO. He can't quite find it. Tower is going to go down. He's sitting there. That Centaur's taking so much, he's not going to be able to get... Oh! He
gets him
will
out.
get out because of that. But CCNC's in a lot of trouble now. He has the Aegis, though. Flea coming in with the huge stun ulti. Snake King is back. Hitting stuns left and right. Yawar, they're getting ulted in. Do they have any blinks up? Abed, luckily enough, kiting him back, though. Storm still alive somehow. Oh! That stun actually stopped him from going into the Sun Strike. And now it was 2 kills, I believe, on DC. One of them buys back, and they're just going to get back. They got the tower.
They
Oh.
got the Aegis and do they have a cheese? Oh, cheese was used by Ursa.
And they committed ults for that, more importantly. and
Yeah, now they
won't even
can't
have the
fight
second
without
round, so
Oh, they're
80
going in.
seconds.
And we'll see it, perhaps. They're going to jump in as well onto Abed. Can they bring him down? They should be able to. BKB is up. He has those treads, so he does that little bit of extra damage, not just going for the magic. Unfortunately, he will get away, but now BKB's down. They're going to take this mid melee. They're going to go bottom already. And man, Snaking, he does so much damage to the towers, and just like that, it's looking like
Game 3.
yes, sir, indeed. And me and Lacoste will be the first to admit
That
we
were
thought,
actually wrong.
yeah, and I still like DC's draft more. I think maybe a little better execution, a little less better
Agree.
execution by Freedom. They played perfectly. Looks like more kills coming up. They are getting Stanky, who's getting low. Tower sieging him down. So is Abed. They need to tank it with him. Where'd he go?
What? Where did Wisp go?
He's relocated.
He relocated only himself, though. Yawar is going to go down. Snake King gets another tower, but Mason dies again. He didn't buy back last time, but he's died twice in a row. And like, I love Snake King, like, has nothing on him. He has Guardian Greaves on Wisp. He's trying to lose HP so he can give more to Snake King, actually, and there we go. He does. Oh, and there's that ice last time on the melee core, but CCNC on the backside getting it Bulba. They're trying to shrine up, doesn't really work. Snake King taking 1 damage every hit. Sunstrike, let's see how much it does. Not really too much against him.
Jesus.
Abed again, BK beat on the other side. They're going to be able to bring down Dubu, and now Abed's BKB is going to run out in about 1 second. There it is. Do they have the pull?
No.
Not yet. So they live to fight another day, even though they're going to lose this Rax. Wow. Long sustained fight, and you have a Wisp. The other team, like, you're in their base. Oh man, and the ulti comes out. Abed looking to die this time. He still hasn't. There we go. They get him. They're going to as well get the Earthshaker, and that is good game.
Freedom played that beautifully. That was,
Yep.
you know, that was very suspect at first, like you guys were, especially suspect of Jax. So they're going to run at him all game, but they ran at him all game.
Yep.
I thought maybe nerves would get the best of them. Maybe they feel like things are going too well and start second-guessing what they want to do, like I've been seeing some of the other teams. But credit to Freedom, man. They knew they had the momentum, and they just kept riding with it.
Let's let the winner talk first. Jack, you called it. What do you got to say?
Your Jack, your face looks good
Yeah, Jack,
all
you
the
look
time,
great, by the
especially
way.
when you're right. So
Yeah,
go.
let me,
They stuck to the plan.
as hot
They
as
stuck to the-
DCR.
They stuck to the plan. This is more of the NA Dota
Looks
feel
cool.
that we've been seeing from them these past few days when they've been having success. It feels like they play a very fast pace, always kind of taking fights. Maybe, you know, it gets a little unstable at times, but this is what they need to. I felt like they really had to change up kind of the feel of the game from game one, kind of sitting back and waiting on these combos. And they kind of recognize what the weaknesses of this kind of combo lineup is, right? Like, you need very static fights, and you introduce a little chaos into the mix, and, you know, you can blow everything up.
You gave them Sand King and Wisp, which are first ban heroes, and they got both of them, and they play both at the highest level, which, now that I look back, that was weird. It looks like maybe they had an answer for it, but it didn't work out.
I think the biggest part was how they actually set up the lanes.
Yeah.
The top lane, I mean, Void is not really a threat, especially with a silencer on a lane. That's really a weak lane.
To
And
Centaur,
with the IO Centaur, even IO got good timing on that bottle. And I mean, with the good rotations, they even managed to take down Void a few times, just delay his items, and he needs a lot of time. He went for Midas, tried to get back into the game with Lincoln Sphere. He had no damage. I mean, it's just a chrono, it's just a setup for other kills. Also mid lane, I was stacking Healing Storm in the early stages. Ursa is strong enough to
Wins
be
1v1s, yeah.
in 1 versus 1 situations. Really good lane setups from Team Freedom.
Yeah, I'll agree. That stacking, like, it's not just about stacking Ancients. Like, for a TA, he stacked that big camp, like, 3 times once, 4 times another.
Ancients
Yeah,
or stacking Ancients?
both. He didn't need-
Stacking Ancients.
Oh my
Stanking,
goodness.
stacking.
But yeah, Storm got all the farm he needed, and he maybe coming down to a game 3, CCNC needs to maybe pull it back in a little. He died twice, really kind of poorly. I don't think you can do that as a Storm if you're going to be trying to move forward. I think that's pretty much the only thing I think Freedom did poorly was CCNC's map awareness.
Yeah, after he got a Bloodstone, he was playing pretty much perfectly until that point.
Yeah.
If he
Good
wanted to play more
stuff.
secure, he could have gotten the BKB before.
Yeah.
Maybe Yule Scepter, but
Yeah. Didn't need it,
it's,
I guess.
I don't know. Still works good.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I guess we are going to have another quick break before game number 3. And man, Freedom has been bringing the hype. DC today has been bringing the hype. Only one of them will move forward to the grand final. And it is a best of 5 in the grand final. So that could be a very, very long one. Thanks again for tuning in and spending your lovely NA night with us 4 Americans. And we'll see you back soon.